shredded abs whilst bulking? Is it really possible to get chiseled six-pack abs whilst gaining weight? Surely you have to eat big and sacrifice your abs as part of the bulk. Well, let's go back. Right at the start of my journey, I was barely 60 kilos and didn't even have solid abs. And throughout the years, I've gained over 35 kilos and actually have more defined abs now than I did back then. And no, I didn't do a weight loss cut or hours of ankle taps each day. The fitness industry has lied to you. Everyone sees Larry Wheels, Jay Cutler and Ronnie Coleman in prep mode and thinks that's the only way to bulk, but they're extreme examples and competing. For a normal guy who wants a 1% physique without losing abs on the bulk, you don't have to get super overweight, feel tired and lose all definition. So in this video, I'm going to break down my 3-stage approach on how you can not only keep your abs, but build them up during a bulking phase. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, the system. So to be able to gain weight and maintain quite a low body fat percentage, we need to be in a 200 to 300 calorie surplus. This will allow us to gain muscle, gain weight, and still keep that shredded, defined look. By being in a small surplus, we're not going to add too much excess fat. And even recently, I myself went through a lean bulking phase. So I gained over 12 kilos. I was eating around 4,500 calories, so a lot of calories, yet I still managed to keep my abs, keep my definition. Obviously, I added a little bit more fat as I added some weight on too, but I still was able to keep good definition, and this is due to my 3-stage system. However, not all of you will need to eat 4,500 calories or as much as I did, but I've been bulking and training for quite a while. I'm pretty tall and I'm very active, so that's why I needed to eat a lot. For a basic understanding on how many calories you need to be eating, you can go online and use an online calorie calculator where you enter your weight, your height and other metrics, and this should provide you how much you need in order to maintain your weight. And then once you get that number, add an extra 200 to 300 calories on top, and this will be your calorie surplus. Number 2, the diet. Now, the diet has got to be the most important factor for keeping those shredded abs whilst you're bulking. You'll want to make sure that you're having no added sugars or very minimal, and not having much processed food. An easy way to eat healthier for people who struggle with that, what you can do is start to replace foods. So instead of having sweets and processed sugar, what you can do is you could swap this for fruit, so a natural sugar, and you can swap soda for water. And my favorite one of all is swapping meals which are typically unhealthy for a healthier version. And I do this with my clients a lot, as a lot of them have cravings for fast food, so things like burgers. And what I'll do within the plan is I'll swap an unhealthy burger for a homemade burger. So instead of having the McDonald's burger, what I'll do is get 10% fat mince from the supermarket, and then I'll form that into a patty. I'll add salad and some cheese, and to the bun, I'll use whole grain bread, or I'll go to the bakery and get homemade rolls. So by doing this, you're still getting similar taste, but in a much healthier way. And this helps massively to reduce cravings for junk food. And it's obviously full of protein, calories, and really good for the bulk, whilst keeping you lean. But of course, still have a mix of meals, so like chicken and rice, salmon pasta, and generally just whole foods. And what you'll want to do in terms of liquid calories and drinks is you'll want to avoid alcohol, or at least minimize it a lot. For me personally, I just drink water, milk, and natural fruit juice, and I felt so much better from doing so. And number 3, the training. Now, of course, you still want to be doing your regular weightlifting routine, because this can actually indirectly help with building up abs. So with compound lifts such as squats, deadlifts, and overhead press, this targets the abs indirectly, and these type of movements also help with core stability. But obviously, you can't expect to just do overhead shoulder presses and all of a sudden have 6-pack chiseled abs. No, to really maximize having that chiseled 6-pack abs, especially when you're on the bulk, you'll want to be doing some exercises and an abs routine. And a lot of people just spam bodyweight ab exercises, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with this, but what can happen is that you can reach a point where you can't really progress that much and you're just doing loads of reps. So This is why I like to include some weighted ab exercises too, as you can progressively overload a lot better. As your abs are like any other muscle group, they need to progressively overload. So for the routine, you'll want to target each area of your abs. So the upper abs, lower abs, and obliques, which is the side abs. So here's my routine. I like to add body weight as well as weighted ab exercises all in one. So I'll do the machine crunch to hit the upper abs, Russian twist to hit the obliques, sit-ups to hit a bit of the upper, reverse crunches to target the lower abs, and hanging raises to target the lower abs and really burn them off. With the machine crunch, Russian twists, and hanging raises, you can add on weight pretty easily. In terms of the structure, I like to do as many reps as possible within 30 seconds and then have a 15-second rest interval, and then repeat this 3 times for every single exercise. And I would look to do this 2 to 3 times a week. And just like any other exercise, keep a note of the weight that you're doing, the reps that you're doing, so you can see your progress, and you can also track the time that it takes and look to improve it as often as you can. So that's a 3-stage approach on keeping your abs whilst bulking. However, there's some other important things to note. So with your water, try and stay hydrated and drink around 3 to 4 liters every day. Make sure to monitor body fat and the bulk. So weigh yourself regularly and ideally every day if you can. So then you'll know when to bump up the calories in order to continue to gain weight, or when to pause it or slow down slightly. And look to include a mix of low intensity cardio, high intensity cardio like walking and running, as this is obviously really good for overall health and can help to lean down a little bit if you're starting to gain a bit too much weight. And for anyone who's struggling to build an aesthetic physique due to their job or super busy schedule and need that little bit of extra support and accountability, you can actually click on the first link in my description where you'd fill out a form so I can see how I could help you in terms of coaching and building up your physique. And then we'll jump on a call to see if the coaching would be a good fit for you. And worst case scenario, you leave the call with some tips and with some advice on how you can progress your physique. But anyways, thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time.